Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to our regular show, Development Dialogue. Today we have with us Associate Professor Dr. Mariam Ghazaly from the National University of Malaysia. Welcome, Mariam, to the show.
Thank you very much.
And as you know, viewers, Malaysia is one of the advanced Muslim nation, and where education is one of the key goal of the nation. I mean, the whole country, whole nation is committed to educate their people. And you have seen in the British University campuses, there are many Malaysian student societies active from the early 80s. When I came over here in England back in 1980, and the first person that I came to know is Hanif Ramli, a brother from Malaysia who was studying here in London. So there is a good tradition for it, and inshallah we will be able to hear more about what's happening in Malaysia. So we'll go to Professor Mariam Ghazaly. It's a beautiful name. Your parents has given a nice name. Mariam Jamila was a famous American convert to Islam.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you will keep that name high, because your contribution will be no less.
Inshallah.
So Mariam, please tell us about the National University of Malaysia, and tell me about what this university is up to, what they are doing. And
First of all, I would like to say Jazakallah Khair for inviting me to this studio. Okay, currently I'm a lecturer in the Department of Mechanical and Materials Engineering of the
Associate Professor.
Associate Professor, yeah, the National University of Malaysia. Okay, basically I'm just giving...
The university, tell us about
the university, I'm sorry about that. The university, it's one of the research university in Malaysia. So far we have 5 RU, research university. The National University of Malaysia is one of them. So basically our, I would say, orientation is mainly research, not just teaching. So yeah, we have got lots of things
so which
going
field
on.
Of research? Is it in agriculture, and what are the
okay,
areas? The university.
The university, we have 8 niches so far, yeah. I have a list with me. Yeah. Is it okay if I read out?
Yes, of course.
So we have challenges of nation building, the development of sustainable region, advanced energy, health technology and medicine. We have climate change, biodiversity for biotechnology development, ICT, and finally nanotechnology and advanced materials, where I'm actually into that.
You are in the mechanical and material engineering.
Correct. I'm attached with the mechanical and materials engineering department. Yeah.
Okay, tell me about your background, your higher studies.
Okay, I received my first I obtained my first degree and my second degree, masters in Malaysia, University of Science of Malaysia, somewhere up north in Malaysia. And then I obtained my PhD from University of Sheffield in the UK. Okay, it was back 2005. Yeah, long time ago.
10 years ago, not that long.
And then
and what was the topics of your research?
Okay, my research area was in tribology at that time, wear of materials, which I still fancy about it. I'm still doing some work on that. It's not a study about tribes, yeah, because the name is tribology, but it's actually a science of wear and friction of materials.
Friction?
Yep, friction.
Can you explain
so
to
anything that rubs or slide onto one another, of course, they will create friction. Thus, it will create, with time, it will create wear of materials, right? So
explain to me. I'm a novice.
Okay.
Explain.
Okay, it's actually a science of wear and friction and lubrication.
Right.
That's what we call it as tribology.
Right. Okay.
Right. So.
Give any live example of.
Okay, like let's say we have gears. We have.
Oh, there's a motor.
Yeah, anything that actually in contact.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We need to study about the wear mechanism in order to sustain the lifetime of the components, something like that. So we need to know and predict how the component can actually withstand with time, in different environment.
So if you can give an example on a motor, many of us drive.
Yeah.
So can you, because I can't really figure out what you use. I'm not a student of science, by the way.
Okay, just take one example. I mean, the easiest example, if you use your shoes, right? We need soles for that, rubber soles, for instance. So we can actually say that, okay, with this thickness, okay, you can actually use your shoes up to how many years? Like
maybe 1 year, 2 years.
Something like that, So
your research is predicting the longevity of the shoes? Or?
Yeah, something like wear analysis of the materials.
How this wear and tear.
Yep, correct, exactly.
So how does it fit in within the nation building industry? And
well, okay, as you can see, back in 2010, I have this statistic, like in the US alone, they actually spent almost more than 10 billions just to handle this wear and friction problems. Okay, that one is in US, but unfortunately I don't have the statistic for Malaysia. So I reckon it must be somewhere there, or probably more than that cost. So
is it you are trying to find out the economic utilization?
Yes, correct.
Of the current industry?
We try to actually minimize downtime of the machineries.
Okay.
There.
Okay, so that's advanced technical. As a woman, how do you find it? Generally, it is considered to be the man's world of this machine.
I take it as a challenge because, especially for Asian countries, well, alhamdulillah for Malaysia, this women role is, you can find it anywhere. I mean, in industries, even in aeronautics, it's common now in Malaysia, alhamdulillah.
Yes.
Yeah, I really hope that in other countries, especially other Muslim countries, I can at least inspire other women as well for further education.
Inshallah, that's wonderful. I think, Mariam, you are the principal researcher for the Faculty of Engineering and Built Environment.
Yes, correct.
So tell me, what piece of research are you most proud of?
At the moment, we have patented one of our product, which called N-Trap. It's a commercial name for our soft body armor.
Soft body
armor, correct.
For the use of police and the military.
Correct. All this army forces, police forces. We are proud to say that ours is light, very light, about 2 kg plus. And then we are actually utilizing indigenous materials. Okay, when I say indigenous, meaning that it's locally produced. We are actually using this natural rubber. Well, actually, it's not natural rubber. We have epoxidized the natural rubber. And
what is epoxidized?
This is process.
What is the name process?
Epoxidizing. Yeah.
What do you do with the rubber? Rubber, you get it from the tree.
True. And then you treat it with certain temperature, and you add some additives into it to make it,
flexible.
To get your desired properties.
Right.
Okay. Then for our N-Trap, we actually laminated with silk.
Right.
So actually, we got this inspiration why we use silk in the first place, because if you read history from other old books, you can see that how the Mongols, okay, in the old days, they actually used silk to protect, as a body armor.
Really?
Seriously.
In the Mongol invasion around 11th, 12th century.
That's
that is
correct.
time.
That's correct. Because they actually discovered that when they use silk, okay, when the enemies tried to they used arrows at that time. So normally the arrow will caught up at the mesh of the silk.
I see.
That's the beauty of silk. So we actually get that inspiration and try to improve and add a bit of natural rubber, so it will actually absorb impact. So whenever we have this like incoming bullets, so it will become like a mushroom, like that.
I see.
Yeah, it won't go through. So inshallah, the wearer,
2 kilograms. The weight is 2 kilograms.
Approximately 2 kilograms. We are still trying to improve our products. And currently we are working closely with our Turkish partner from this Turkish Research Institute. So hopefully we can go further. Yeah.
So this is a new discovery in Malaysia.
Yes, I could say that.
So is there an equivalent European or American product of what you have coming up?
Okay. Currently, like in the West, like in the US, they consume Kevlar. Kevlar is I would say a design polymer. It's very
plastic sort of.
Something like that. It's carbon based. Yeah. It is controlled material because since it is controlled, so the price actually goes. It's very expensive.
And weight?
Weight-wise, yeah, the beauty of Kevlar, they're actually light but expensive. However, they will actually degrade with, if not mistaken, humidity or something in the long run. Yeah. So as an option, we just try to utilize our indigenous materials.
Right. So it could be once it is has it been tested already?
Yes, yes.
But
it has been tested. So far, we are able to achieve this INAJ level threat 3A. It's a standard for weaponry. Yeah. So it's common among the military.
So that is very, very interesting development, Mariam.
Alhamdulillah.
And well done for the research as a woman.
Thank you.
And I am sure that this will be useful for the Muslim nations and other nations too.
Inshallah, yeah.
And contribution to the human endeavor to protect individuals. I mean, apart from the military use, even individuals who are threatened by some insecurity can utilize this to protect the body.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and but I'm just wondering one thing: if you wear that body armor, would you make you will feel very hot?
Okay, that's the beauty of silk and rubber. We actually claim that ours are more ergonomic, weather friendly, because since Malaysia is in tropical country, so it's breathable.
Breathable,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, definitely.
Excellent, excellent. So who is funding all this advanced research in your university generally?
Alhamdulillah, we receive funds from the Minister of Science and Technology and Innovation.
Ministry of Science.
In Malaysia. Until now, we receive some portion from the minister, from the ministry, sorry, to upgrade the product.
Right. So your university is doing a lot of research in sustainable development. Are you aware of your other colleagues doing on sustainable development?
Oh yes, one of my colleagues he is very active in. There's another group, very active in solar research. Yeah,
right.
All this sustainable energy, and then the other groups are dealing with fuel cells. Yeah. And then what else? We also have smart materials, okay, that can actually change with temperature and within certain times. Yeah, basically so many things going on in UTeM, alhamdulillah.
Yes, I mean, as you know, you are one of the advisors for Al-Khair Foundation in Malaysia.
Okay.
So we need your support, because Al-Khair Foundation globally is looking for sustainable solution in various parts of the world, particularly poor nations.
True.
Sustainable solution for economic development for those poor nations. I mean, like, so energy, supplying solar energy, but do you have any specific product that your university has produced, research, which can be comparable with the Chinese products or other products?
Yeah. One of my colleagues, his name is Professor Naushad. He actually worked on this storage for solar. So he actually invented that. Somehow he already put it in utilization in one of the Pakistan country. I can't remember the name of the state in Pakistan. and alhamdulillah, the battery worked.
The battery?
Yep. It can actually light few houses. Yeah.
So
I'm not so sure about, in detail about that.
Because these solar batteries and solar panels are
Yep.
suppliers mainly the China.
Yep, true,
So
that's true.
is Malaysia producing any such product commercially?
I'm not sure about that, but I think we are into that also, because there's another group dealing on solar. Most of the time, like solar panel, we can get cheap products from China. So yeah, it's
so there is
unavoidable.
no competitive edge for Malaysia as such. Tell me about your university's, particularly the student community, involvement in humanitarian and charitable activities.
Okay. Alhamdulillah, most of our students are, fully aware with all events and anything that takes place in Malaysia or even outside Malaysia. Like recently, we have this very bad flood that hit Malaysia last year, especially at the northern state of Malaysia, Terengganu and Kelantan. So most of our students, in fact, our own Vice Chancellor, he actually went to that state just to assist, to help the people there. And like myself, I actually not instructed, but requested my children to come along and like repack all these kids' toiletries or something like that, to post to that victim. Yeah.
Mariam, you know that we are very keen in providing short-term relief for people, particularly refugees, both refugees in the east from the Rohingya refugees who are trying to flee their country because of the persecution, and also the refugees coming to Europe as to avoid persecution in Syria. And I have been to Macedonia, where I have witnessed thousands of people traveling, thousands of miles, children, women, a man, old man, and Al-Khair had the opportunity to provide food for 1,000 people a day in Macedonia as they're going along. And our setup in Malaysia is to provide support for Rohingya refugees living in Malaysia, Indonesia, and also those who are inside Burma itself.
Okay.
Has there been any activities from your university or in Malaysia generally with regard to the Rohingya refugees, and or what is your view? What can we do together?
Yeah. So far in our university level, we have this like awareness week, especially for the Rohingyas amongst the students. They have talks about that, forums on Rohingyas people, how we can actually act and help them. But I think the most efficient way to actually help our brothers and sisters from Rohingya is to have good, I would say, good relationship and good work with the non-government bodies, NGO especially, like ABIM, and Mercy, Islamic Relief of Malaysia. So if we can actually have that kind of bond, inshallah, we can do something about our brother and sister from Rohingya. At the moment, it's very hard to tell, because it actually involves the policymakers of the country.
Yes. Have you come across the community, Rohingya communities?
Yeah, I wish I could, but unfortunately not yet at the moment.
Right.
But I got all this inside information from my sister, because alhamdulillah, one of my sisters is a journalist. So most of the time I get all this news, inside stories from her.
Right. So tell me, what is your future plan with regard to your research? What do you wish to do?
Oh, my research. Well, actually, do you want me to talk about the body armor or the other research?
Yes, please, body armor, talk to me more about it.
I really hope that our niyat is actually to save life, not to kill person, right? So we really hope that by through this invention, through this creation, we can actually help the public, especially for those who that comes from troubled countries, yeah, that are having war. So it can, anybody can use it. Yeah, our intention is to save lives.
Yes, the body armor research that you have done,
Yep.
is it not possible to make it some sort of like a long dress even?
Of course. You know what? We had this idea. I know it sounds crazy, but since the researchers actually, we have altogether we are four researchers in the team. 3 of us are women.
Right, yeah.
So yeah, we actually have this idea of making, I would say not accessories, but yeah, accessories, which is gender friendly.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah, but you see, the body armor, it can protect the body.
Yep.
But not the face or the head.
Okay.
So is there anything that your research is taking care of it? Because
We
it is
have-
exposed, so the enemy can shoot at you on the face.
Yeah. At the moment, we just focus on the torso, yeah, and areas that pertaining to the torso and the helmet, but
Right.
not yet on the face. No, not yet. But inshallah, who knows? One day we might come to that.
Yes, because that is the exposed
True, that's true.
item.
That's
So
true.
although you are material and mechanical engineering, so your research is gradually moving towards military sector.
That's correct.
Military
Yeah,
sector.
yeah.
So do you have any contact with the military defense ministry
Oh
and
yes, definitely.
And
We well, like in Malaysia, we have. We have to work closely with this what we call STRIDE. It's say like it's research institute for the defense. Yeah, so they're the one who actually can give this like certificates whether your product is fit or not to use for military use and something like that. So yeah, so far alhamdulillah we get all things done.
Mariam, we are coming to the end of the show. I've got only one last question for you, your message to the audience. In Britain, Muslims are living as a minority.
Okay.
It's nearly 2.7 million population. What is your message for our audience, particularly the girls and women?
Right. I really hope that, because since we know that there's 1.8 billion of Muslim worldwide population, half of them are women. So I really hope that we can get good opportunity, especially in employment, and then because women actually plays a very important role, not just starting at the house and until in the community at large. So it's a very important role, not just being a daughter of someone, and then once you get married, you become the wife of someone, and also after that you become a mother of someone. So you have to educate not just your kids, but the people around you. Probably I would say that I'm being quite blessed and lucky because I come from this very, I would say, quite religious background family. Like my father, when I was like 10 years old, he normally took me to this ABIM outreach. Okay, there I actually teach all this revert, I would say revert, not convert, yeah, revert our new brothers and sisters how to read Quran. So yeah, I think I really love that. If you actually teach someone something good, something beneficial, inshallah, one day Allah will actually give you back. I think that's
Yes.
it.
It's very good reminder, viewers. We heard from Professor Dr. Mariam Ghazaly, a unique sense of belongingness to the Muslim Ummah, that learning from an early tender age how to impart the knowledge of Islam to the fellow new Muslims and helping them to learn the Quran. And secondly, she described the 3 stages of the role of women: as a daughter, as a wife, and as a mother, and 3 levels of contribution, and keeping that in mind, women has got a significant role to play in building a nation, building a community, building a society. And I wish you all the best, Mariam.
Thank you
and
very
thank you for
much.
coming in.
Thank you for having me today.
So we'll see you again, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.